Donald Trump says he has no plans to speak with Elon Musk after the relationship between he and the world's richest man imploded in public. The question now is, what happens when America's access to space gets caught in a feud between the world's richest and the world's most powerful man? After Musk's fallout with Trump, the SpaceX CEO threatened to pull the plug on Dragon, the only US spacecraft or capsule capable of bringing astronauts and supplies to and from the International Space Station. He's since walked it back, telling another user on X that he would not do so. But that original threat is raising a lot of questions. So let's bring in Keith Cowing. He's an editor at NASAWatch.com, a former rocket scientist, and joining us from Washington, D.C. Keith, always good to see you. Musk has walked back on his threat for now, but can NASA still rely on the Dragon capsule, or do you think they will have to start to look for alternatives right now?
This is a social media discussion, and we should always couch it as such, in that it's two people who are perhaps upset with each other, just airing their differences on social media. I think this will all die down. The stakes at hand are far too large. Even if Elon Musk never wanted to do business with the government again, he does want to go to Mars. He has the resources to kind of get there, but he needs, everybody else to join in. So I've known him for a long time. He wants to go to Mars, and I think he'll do whatever it takes to get to Mars. But in terms of him pulling the contracts, that would be very difficult. Mr. Trump has tried to do some unusual things here, shutting down universities and making government departments disappear. But at some point, you just can't do everything you want to do. So in a nutshell, let's just wait and see what happens. Maybe they'll go have lunch. We'll see what happens.
If it's true, Keith, that SpaceX carries 90% of the world's cargo into orbit, are there really any alternatives to SpaceX at this point?
Well, in terms of the gross capability of SpaceX, no, but you've got companies like Rocket Lab, you've got Blue Origin with a big rocket ready to go, and several other companies that are getting ready to do this. So right now, SpaceX has gone from being a up-and-coming company to the grand, way of doing things. Some of the other companies like United Launch Alliance have started to fade away. But this space access thing is always changing. And Elon Musk has sort of encouraged everybody else to join in on the game because, as they say, if I can mix metaphors, a rising tide lifts all boats. The same is true for outer space.
Keith, you say you've known Musk for a long time. He's a billionaire. He's a maverick. He's proven to be hot-headed in the last few days at least. That said, can you remind us how committed Elon Musk is to rocket development and genuine space exploration? Do you think his love of these things, I guess I'm asking, will supersede this feud with Trump?
Yeah, I do. Elon is like Jeff Bezos. They watched too much science fiction when they were young, and they got rich and they didn't know any better than make it happen. And the first time I met Elon was 25 years ago, and we were talking about how to go to Mars. He'd just become a millionaire, or kind of a millionaire, $20 or $30 million. But he's been thinking about this forever, as have a lot of these other guys. And again, once you get the capability to amass the funds, in the case of Mr. Bezos, Mr. Musk, they have more funds to spend on space out of their back pocket than most countries do. So you mix that all together, a heavy dose of ego and a lot of dreaming, and you get what we have that's going on. It's a little choppy, but we're doing things now that I think people would not have dreamed of 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, is that part of the tension here for people watching the industry, Keith, and who care about it like you do, that he and those genius engineers working for him are doing the most exciting things, arguably, for many decades, and that a lot of people just hope that he might go back to what he's good at?
Well, this is the thing. It's you got these faces that you see on television or arguing on social media. Behind them are tens of thousands of really smart people, young people who really want to do this. So they'd be nowhere. The money doesn't mean anything if you can't get the right team, which is what they've got. So I think, again, you got to take the whole package together. But where does NASA fit, you might ask? Well, NASA came up with all the ways that we're doing things now in these companies originally. That's its role. And unfortunately, the Trump administration, I don't know, they want to go to Mars, they want to do all this stuff, but they're cutting NASA's budget with a chainsaw, firing a third of the workforce. So there's a little bit of head scratching going on as to what this whole dream in space really means right now. How can you cut NASA and yet do more in space with other people's money? It's a little murky right now.
Keith, it's been great to talk to you. Really appreciate it. Keith Cowing, editor at nasawatch.com. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.